Oh man, you know I love this. You know I love this. Carson Wentz traded to the Washington Commies. All I could say to him is, run, fat man, run! Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're hanging in there. I love this time of year. And the things that are going on in the NFL right now are fast and furious. This is crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Before we start, as always, I gotta say, make sure if you haven't, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss all the off-season coverage over here. It's going to be fast and furious and almost every day. So you definitely don't want to miss it. And also, if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Make sure that you weren't unsubscribed. It's been happening unknowingly to people on YouTube. Not sure if it's just my channel or if it's a lot of people, but just double check. Now, let's just jump right into this, man. This is like perfect timing. 11:15 my time. It's been kind of a hell of a busy day for me. Just got home at lunch. Was going to figure out what should I do a video on today about. And of course, boom, breaking news. Carson Wentz, the North Dakota assassin, or should I say Cripsassin, the Crapsassin, is traded from the Indianapolis Colts to the Washington Commies or Commanders. I absolutely hate that name. I hate that name, okay? I just don't like it. But he gets traded to Washington. This is no surprise. I've said this, for the last 2 weeks. My prediction was Carson Wentz would end up in Washington. And it makes a lot of sense. Washington tried to get Russell Wilson. That didn't work out. The Deshaun Watson thing, I think it's going to be hard for pretty much everybody. So they go out and they get Carson Wentz. And let's go over this trade right now, because Adam Schefter just put out what it looks like the Colts got and the Commanders. Now, this isn't official. This is per sources by Adam Schefter. Says the Colts trade Carson Wentz to the Washington Commies, and they get quarterback Carson Wentz and a 2022 second-round pick, which is interesting that Washington is getting a 2022 second-round pick. That's kind of crazy. The Colts, they get a 2022 third-round pick, a 2023 third-round pick. That can become a second if Carson Wentz plays 70% of the plays. You have to worry about the guy getting snaps. And then they get a 2022 second-round pick. So the Colts get a 2022 second-round pick, and so does Washington. So it sounds like they're basically swapping position. But this is really, really fascinating to me, because the Colts have traded Carson Wentz not even before the Eagles have made any picks in the draft from what they acquired from the Indianapolis Colts. The one thing I always say about Howie Roseman, he can trade. He makes good trades. He gets good value out of trades. And there's no question the Eagles hosed the Indianapolis Colts. They hosed them. They had a guy 1 year, they got rid of him. Eagles got a first-round pick out of that. First-round pick and a pick last year. So, what a great pick. What a great trade by Howie Roseman. You got to give it to him, And as far as Washington goes, Washington Commies with Carson Wentz. Now, here's the thing I'm going to say about Carson Wentz. What player are they getting? What player are they getting? This guy has been so inconsistent. And in the biggest game of the year last year for him, he went out there and he choked. He totally choked. Okay? But at the same time, if you look at his numbers, they're not that bad. He had 27 touchdown passes, over 3,000 yards. The problem with Carson is, like, 1 week he could pass, he could look good. The next 2 weeks, he can't make a throw. He can't make a throw at all. So, really, you got to wonder what's going on with Carson Wentz. And why is he so, I mean, to me, you have to be somewhat disliked, right? I mean, you got to be somewhat disliked to sit there and get traded after 1 year. The Colts brass, the ownership, Frank Reich, the guy who was supposed to fix Carson Wentz, the whole team, I mean, the whole coaching staff, front office, they looked at him and said, this guy ain't worth it. This guy ain't worth it. And they got rid of him. They got rid of him because they think he's a loser. I'm just going to be honest. They obviously look at him and go, this isn't a quarterback that could win. So they get rid of him. Now the Colts have to go out and get a quarterback. Who are they going to get? Maybe they go after Jimmy Garoppolo or somebody like that. I don't know. But Carson Wentz goes to Washington. I'm not surprised by that. But I love the fact that the Eagles play him twice a year. I love the fact, man. I want to get Fat Man. Remember, I used to say, run, Fat Man, run. He's going to be running for his life this year. When Ojabo comes off the end as a rookie and hits him, boom! You know what I mean? He fumbles the ball with his small hands or something like that. You know what I mean? It's going to be wonderful because the Eagles are going to be stocked at the defensive line. We're going to give him fits. I can't wait to play Washington. Now, if Washington gets a good Carson Wentz, a consistent Carson Wentz, a guy that we know has the talent. I mean, the one thing with Carson is he has the talent. He has the talent, but there's something about him. Something about him that just is off, right? That's just off. But if they get a good Carson Wentz, if they get a guy that goes out and is a team leader, hard to imagine, can stay healthy, be consistent, they could be a scary team. They could be a scary team. I just don't know if he's that guy. I mean, I just don't know if he's that guy. You saw what happened with I'm sorry, I'm choking like Carson Wentz does when the games matter the most. But, you know, what are you going to get? Are you going to get a consistent Carson Wentz, inconsistent Carson Wentz? I don't know. To me, the way I'm thinking about Carson Wentz is so much different than I did a few years ago. Because the one thing that surprised me with Carson Wentz with the Eagles was after he got benched and Jalen Hurts came in, as soon as he got the offseason, he didn't want no part of competition. He didn't want to compete. He wanted out. And I felt like that told me a lot about him. That was my gut instinct. Like, wow, this guy doesn't even want to compete. Like he just wants to be handed something. He's running away. He's running away instead of coming back, taking ownership of how he played for the Eagles that last year, the team. I felt like he ran away, and I thought that was a bad character defect, you know. And there was a lot of things that happened to Philly that we just didn't know. And then we got reports today, and they come out the perfect time in talking about that Carson Wentz, when he was injured and he was, you know, playing for the Eagles and they were going on their Super Bowl run, he was literally upset the Eagles were winning. And it got to the point where he had confrontation with other players who were also injured because of the way he was acting. I mean, that really really makes you wonder. It really actually fills in a lot of the blanks that we've had about Carson Wentz over the last so many years. You know, why did he leave? What was the problem? Why we had guys leaking stuff about him? There's something about his personality. Now, some people go, oh, well, it's his religion. He's too Christian. He's too religious. It isn't that. There's a lot of religious guys that play football and other sports. There's something about his personality that rubs teams the wrong way, that rubs players the wrong way. It's just the way it is. And if you're a guy that actually rooted against your team or was upset that they were winning because you were hurt, that tells you a lot about the guy. It's amazing, you know, because we sit here as fans. I sit here as a content creator, and I say, you know, I like this guy. I like the way he plays. I like this. He runs fast. He's strong. This guy does this good. This guy does that good. But you don't really know what their personality is like. You really don't know who they are. You're not in the locker room with them. We're not talking to them. We don't know those kind of things. It's hard for us fans to know because, look, most teams aren't going to, you know, those players are going to keep things in-house, which is what I respect about a lot of players who do that, who aren't going to snitch. You know, but the Eagles did have some snitches because they didn't like Carson Wentz. Now you have the Indianapolis Colts team. I mean, really, he had 27 touchdowns. It was his first year in Indianapolis. You really thought if he was really a good leader, if they really thought he was okay and he could win, they would have given him another year. He might have been much better. But they wanted to get rid of him. They gave a bunch of mid-round picks to get rid of him. I think that says a lot about him, right? It's a lot. It says a lot about the things that we couldn't know. That's the truth. That's the truth. So Carson goes to Washington, and for Washington listeners who watch this channel out there, congratulations on getting a quarterback. You got a high reward, high risk kind of guy. If you get the 2017 Carson Wentz, which we haven't seen, you could win a Super Bowl, because Washington, I think, is good on both sides of the line. The question is what are you going to get with Carson Wentz? And to me, you're probably going to get more of the same. You're going to get a guy who probably gets hurts both ankles, pops his foot in training camp. You're probably going to get a guy who looks really good one week, really bad the next week. Actually, sometimes watching Carson last year with the Colts, it was like one drive he looks great, the other drive he looks horrible. He hasn't learned how to take care of himself, avoid hits, not do stupid plays, throw the ball away. Like all the things that were a problem early on as a rookie that you thought he would work out or get out of it, he never did. And he just was never the same. Well, I won't say that. In 2017, he should have won the MVP. And I give the guy credit, because regardless of what you think of him, you don't win a Super Bowl if he doesn't have the kind of season he's having. So I don't hate the guy or anything like that. But there are some personality flaws with this guy that just are apparent. The fact that he leaves the Eagles. The fact that the Colts want to get rid of him after 1 year. Carson had MVP year 2017, came back too early. But I thought the end of 2019, when the Eagles went on a run to make the playoffs, I thought he was starting to play fantastic. Then he gets the concussion by Clowney. I don't think he ever was the same. I don't think he was ever the same, although he didn't put up bad numbers with the Colts. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to play Carson Wentz twice a year, and it makes the Washington games fantastic. I mean, this is like can't miss TV, man. This is going to be a hell of an offseason. Is it not? Is it not going to be a hell of an offseason already? Look at the stuff going on, man. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for the Eagles to make some moves. So hopefully they will. You may see me back later if there's some more news. I'm going to do whatever I can for sure. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Now you guys know me. I was a huge Carson Wentz fan. I think in terms of like the size, his strength, his arm strength especially, his ability to make plays, make stuff out of nothing. I thought he had all the talent in the world, but for whatever reason, he's always been inconsistent after 2017. I think the whole Foles thing got in his head, and I don't think he's been the same guy. I think a lot of it is up here. I think a lot of it is attitude. I think a lot of it is selfishness. I mean, these are the things that seem like they're coming out with him. But, I mean, look, he didn't have a horrible year last year. I mean, he threw 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,563 yards, and he had a quarterback rating of what was it? A 94.6? Actually 54.7. I don't know. There's two ratings here. I got one that says 94.6. The other one says 54.7. It can't be 54.7. So it's got to be 94.6 according to ESPN. But the North Dakota Assassin is now 29 years old. And this is his last stop. If he doesn't do good in Washington, then he's now a backup quarterback. I think Washington, they need a quarterback. Why not take a chance? But man, I can't wait to pummel his ass. Pause. With that said, Denzel Washington